Alright, I'm looking at the back cover of this comic.
The reason I wanted you to look at the back cover of this, well, let me explain first of all, this comic is actually called Colt, and there were 4 issues published of it. It's about a talking armadillo. And we could have done the whole comic, but it's a bit long. And it's sort of an anthology comic. Although the main story is about a talking armadillo, there were some backup stories in it as well. And what we're going to look at today is the worst of the backup stories. The author was actually hoping, though, that he could spin off these characters we're going to look off today into their own comic book.
Is this another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ripoff?
This one is definitely a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ripoff. This isn't a parody. This is a real ripoff. He was hoping these koalas would be just as popular at one point in time.
Mega Town Clown?
Yeah, that's a reference to another comic, I think. I'm not sure though. Now you see all the people in the stand back there. They're all some of those are real comic characters. Like there's Ambush Bug and there's do you remember Opus from Far County?
No, but I see Marvin the Martian.
Where's he?
Up in the corner.
Oh, yeah, I see him too.
How'd they get away with that?
Well, mostly because probably hardly anybody bought the comic, so. And it's just it could be considered a parody of some sort. I don't really know. Is that illegal to do that? It could be. Amazing Man is back there too. That was a DC comic.
That's Chris Chan's #1 defense. Sonichu is a parody, so it's okay for him to sell it, and Nintendo and Sega won't sue him.
So, yeah, so you could take a look at our characters that we're going to be reading the story about there if you want. You can tell me what you think about them there.
Okay, 2 of them have guns, but one guy has an axe.
Yes. One guy seems to have a gun that's attached to something on his back, some kind of backpack. Now, what would that be?
A flamethrower?
Okay, so maybe that's a flamethrower.
But it's shaped like a pistol.
Yeah, that's weird looking. The one guy looks like he's got a black eye or something. The guy in the front.
There's a 4th guy down below that I missed who's losing his tooth, and he also has a gun.
That's the guy I meant.
But, like, the guy with the eye patch and an axe must feel so gypped and inadequate.
Yeah, and it looks like, well, he's got an eye patch, so he's obviously been injured before, too. The koala bear, the one with the headband looks like he's supposed to be Rambo. It looks like a ripoff of Rambo to me.
Alright.
So you can read that blurb there.
Look out, world! In this issue, the middle-aged government tested atom-splitting radioactive democratic left-handed freelance Green Beret koala bears.
So that would have been the actual title of the comic, I guess.
Are you serious?
I'm assuming so, because that's their official title. What do you think of that?
Atom-splitting radioactive democratic left-handed freelance koala Green Beret koala bears?
Yeah, you forgot middle-aged government tested too.
Oh, I thought that was a verb, meaning there was a middle-aged government that tested these guys.
Well, it probably is, but it's still part of the title, though. It's still part of their official title. And yeah, I don't know what to say except that maybe he thought he'd outdo all the other parodies and rip-offs of the Turtles by having the longest title. Although I'm sure there are probably some others that have really long titles like that too. A few anyway, not that many.
All right. Can we
So let's
move?
go to the first page of the story, of this backup story. Now, this is interesting because, now before you read this, I should say to you that a lot of people don't know this, but depending on which issue of Colt 3 that you bought, you got a different story about the koala bears. He published two different stories, one in the first 500 or so issue print run, and then another in the second 500 issue or so. So this is one of the two koala bear stories. I don't have the other one.
Somewhere in the shadows, they lurk.
And we got the writer there, created and written by Tom Zijaba. I'm not sure how you say that. And illustrations by Julie Verandi. This is interesting to note because Julie Verandi, he explains this on, he used to have a website where he talked about these comic books, but it's gone now. And she was his girlfriend, I believe, at this time. And she'd never drawn any comic book art before. She just drew pictures of fruit and things like that, still life paintings, you know? And he thought, well, you know, she can draw paintings, so maybe she could draw a comic book. And then he just put her right into it. And he admitted that was a mistake.
Oh, gee.
So, okay, so somewhere in the shadows they lurk.
Waiting to ate the wrongs of men?
That's to right the wrongs of men.
Okay.
Yeah, she did the lettering too. You could tell it's a girl's lettering.
But
because it's fancier than a men's are. What?
Oh, that's a stereotype.
It's a stereotype, but don't you think that's generally true though?
I don't know.
Most of the girls' writing I've seen is a lot better looking than men's lettering. And it's, you know, more girly and everything. From what I've seen anyway. I'm sure they're not all like that, but not every girl, but
But they are not men. They are the middle-aged, government-tested, atom-splitting, radioactive, democratic, left-handed, freelance Green Beret koala bears. Oh, they look so much worse there than they did on the back cover art.
Yes, they do. I don't think she drew the back cover. I'm almost positive, actually. What do you think about their poses there, though? Do you think they're menacing?
Well, it looks like they're trying to be, but
yeah, you got the Rambo guy there with the.
They look. Well, the guy on the right looks like either he's constipated or about to have a nervous breakdown, and the guy next to him with a hammer. What? He has a hammer now? Okay. Well, the guy with the hammer, his smile is really creepy.
You want to know? Okay, I'll tell you why they look the way they do. It's because for some reason, he based the koala bears on real people, on actors. The one on the left is supposed to be, I think, Sylvester Stallone. The second one is supposed to be Humphrey Bogart. Have you ever heard of him?
I've heard his name.
He was a famous actor in the 30s and 40s, and he smoked a cigarette a lot. So he has a Bogart-type face, sort of. And then the last two are supposed to be Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy, who were a famous comedy team in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. So Stan had a trademark smile and they're trying to achieve that kind of smile with that koala bear. And he was skinny, and then Ollie was a fat guy, so the other koala bear's heavy. So that's I. And then he said he has no idea why he based them on these actors. He said that on his webpage.
He had to have had a reason, like just because he liked them or something like that. But
Yeah, he said, "Don't ask me why." I think that's what his words were.
well, Sylvester Stallone makes sense because he's an action movie actor.
Yeah.
But this koala, like if it was really supposed to be Sylvester Stallone, the left side of his mouth would be like not synced up with the other side of his mouth. And it just looks really crazy, grinning at you like he's gonna kill someone.
Yeah. Well, they're dangerous koala bears. They definitely are.
Alright, I'm on the next page. They are guns for hire, mercenaries trying to help a corrupt world. With their leader, Sylvester. Humphrey, the public relations? What? The public relations specialist? Or.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense just saying that, right?
Stanley, the brains of the outfit. And Ollie, their muscle.
See, so right there you can see Sylvester Stallone, Humphrey Bogart, Stan Laurel, and Oliver Hardy. They're actually named the same names even.
Oh, okay.
As the actors. It looks like the Humphrey there has lost an eye. Yeah, he's the guy with the eye patch.
Wait, the other guy has the eye patch.
Wait a second.
Ollie has the eye patch now.
Yeah, so okay, if we look at the first panel, Humphrey seems to have both eyes, at least to me. But he definitely has missing an eye, though, in the close-up. Can you explain that?
I guess they ran out of whiteout.
I don't know.
Let's see the next page. Bring him alive if possible. So who is this person they're going after? It looks like there's Batman and more Batman on this page.
Now that's got to be another copyright infringement there.
Wait, are they going after Batman? Why?
That's what it looks like. The question is why? Why are they going after Batman? Let's take a look at these pictures around the main picture. Do you want to analyze those?
Starting with the top left?
Yeah, I'd like to hear your analysis of these.
I don't think it's really worth analyzing them, but here on the top left, Batman's in this really awkward pose, kicking this koala in the crotch upside down.
He kind of looks like he's in his underwear, doesn't he?
Or his tights.
Yeah, it's supposed to be tights, but it looks like underwear to me.
And in the middle, a koala is standing on Batman's back while he's having a tantrum like a little toddler.
I think that's Humphrey.
And on the top right, they're slapping Batman in the face.
Yeah, it looks like one guy slapping, the other guy might be punching him.
Alright. On the middle left, whoa, it looks like the smoking koala is about to snap his neck.
Yeah, it looks bad. He's got his cape there. I'm not sure what he's doing with his cape.
It's a little extreme.
Yeah. It looks like Batman's got a punch in on one of the koalas, though, on the right side.
Yeah, at least they didn't make Batman look totally ridiculous.
Yeah. And in the next one, look at that one.
Whoa, his head actually snapped off.
Where?
Oh, wait.
No, he's
What am I
picking up a
looking
koala bear.
at?
What?
Oh, okay, that picture looks really weird.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what that was supposed to be for a second.
Yeah, no, it's Batman. He's gonna, like, throw a koala bear over his head, it looks like.
On the right there, slapping him again? Come on. Don't just rehash this stuff. And on the bottom left there, pushing Batman over another koala like a game of leapfrog. And on the bottom right, Batman's throwing a koala at the rest of the koalas. This is just
like
weird.
Like they're dominoes.
They are on a mission. Jumping over buildings like the Ninja Turtles do. Jeez, the Sylvester Stallone koala is scary looking.
He's staring right at you, at the reader, or the other guys are just, concentrating on jumping around there, right?
To apprehend a hero gone mad. And now Batman's trying to imitate Sylvester's smile.
Looks like Batman's got bad teeth, too. No, so
I think they tried to make it anatomically accurate, since human teeth, they have the 4 teeth in the front are the incisors, and then the next 2 teeth are the canines, and the rest of them are the flat teeth. But I don't know, in a drawing it just comes off kind of weird and creepy.
Yeah, that is a very creepy drawing. So it says that he's a hero gone mad. Now, they don't explain, though, what he's done. Like, how do they know he's gone mad? I think it would help if there was some backstory here.
The Caped Crusader.
So this is obviously supposed to be Batman. I don't know how they can possibly use Batman in a story that isn't a parody. Unless this is a parody.
So I thought that the Marvin the Martian thing was crossing a line, but
this is really, though. This is really crossing a line.
You cannot defeat what you cannot see! Ha ha! What did Batman do?
Apparently he has the power to turn invisible, which is something Batman's never been able to do in his...
Is that supposed to be him using a smoke bomb? Because it looks more like he's exploding.
Well, it could be.
And that koala in the back there just looks really like...
Yeah, he does. He does.
He can't be far, boys.
It's in quotation marks.
Keep your eyes peeled. Who knows what he's up to? Was the up to thing supposed to be a pun? And look at that art down there, the Stallone koala. Oh no, I guess that's right. I thought it was a little bit cut off on the left side, but with the bandana. But you can see that the bricks, you see that the bricks are cut off before they reach the koala? Kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh yeah, I see that. Wait, in the second panel on that page, when they say he can't be far, boys, why... It looks like they're just staring right at the wall.
And the wall is way taller in the second panel than it is on the third.
Mm-hmm. But why? I don't know why they would be staring at a wall. Do they think he's turned into the wall?
Well, there's this.
He's right above them, but still they don't seem to realize that. His cape is huge there.
All right, the last page, I think.
Yeah.
I am way out of your league, teddy bears. Oh, that line brings pain to my ears.
And there's only one quotation there.
Like, what did he do? Jump down and bump their heads together? Like, it's all black, that panel.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing there.
Let this be a lesson to you. I'll be watching you. Ha ha ha. We'll meet again, I swear it. So the koalas are supposed to be the heroes and they lose? This is the lamest comic book heroes ever.
And I think it's the lamest story maybe the lamest story I've ever seen to introduce some comic book characters that you're supposed to get engaged in. I mean, what can you possibly be engaged in this story?
Batman being Batman, at least in the last panel. Before that, he was acting like an idiot.
And that's another thing. He uses somebody else's famous character in the story to create his own story instead of creating his own imaginative character. And first of all, you can't do that. If he was going to go somewhere with this, he'd be sued, right? I mean, if this was successful, he would have been sued.
Not to mention the koalas themselves are based on actors who would be embarrassed and enraged if they found out that they were portrayed this way.
Well, only one of them was still alive when he did this comic book. This issue is from...
Was it Sylvester?
Yeah. This issue is from 1986. So this is the fourth one in a row we've had from that year.
Well, Sylvester's the muscular boxer. You don't want to get him mad at you.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, well, you've seen the guy. How old is he now? 60-something? He's still got, he's still in great shape. Muscles and everything he still has, right? So I really think that story was terrible. Now, granted, it's the worst story in the cult comic books. And
wait a minute. Go to that top panel. Look at the koala's hands. What are those fingers? They are in these malformed positions, and they're bending in ways that they just shouldn't be jointed that way.
Well, a lot of artists say that, comic book artists say that fingers are the hardest part of the human anatomy to draw. So...
Well, that is true, but...
Yeah. Well, he said that he shouldn't have given her this task to do this story. He's embarrassed by it now. He wishes he'd never published this koala bear story. But, yeah, he did announce that he was going to come out with a koala bear solo comic called The Death of the Koala Bears. And he said, I'm sure many people would have liked to see them die, but he never came out with it. There's a website on which you can see some samples of the other koala bear story that you got if you bought one of the other issues of Colt 3. For anybody that's interested in that.
There's more.
Well, like I said, depending on what issue you got a different koala story. There were 2 different ones. So, what do you think? Do you think this is? I think this is the worst comic story we've looked at so far. Easily. I think it's even worse than the Quadro Gang.
It's, it's horrible, but I don't know. I think the art at least had higher quality than the Quadro Gang.
Yeah, he said that her art was terrible, but it's not that bad, really. It's not good by any means, but it's not really that bad either, is it?
I love that Sylvester's still smiling when he's getting his head bashed in.
Is that Sylvester or?
Yeah, Sylvester and one of those other guys. Sylvester's the memorable one because he's crazy looking.
Yeah, he's always got that gritty look on his face, like he's just ready to bash heads in, you know? So, any final thoughts about this comic story?
It was kind of a waste of time.